The college basketball experience pregame show for Wednesday night, that is, January 22nd edition on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Use that sign-up code TCESGPN to get a 50% deposit up to $1,000. That is the Underdog Fantasy promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, leader in data-driven picks, props, and all that good stuff. Get your 7-day free trial today by going over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That is the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM today. Welcome, everybody, into the college basketball experience. Pregame show for Wednesday night, January the 22nd. Got a good one here tonight. Got 40-plus games. Wednesday's always a good slate. Always enjoy Wednesday night. Thursday's the one where so many fucking games. But looking forward to it. We just got games tipped off. We got Houston, Utah tipping off, Army Holy Cross, VMI Furman. We got Youngstown taking on Bob Morris here at 6:30. And then a shitload of games starting at 7. We'll preview as many as we can. Let's intro ourselves. I am Moneyline Mac, a.k.a. the former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin. There you go. That was a little son joining me on the pregame show. You guys know him as the Big 12 guru because he is a green mow and weed growing Troy Tuning. What's up, man?
What's up? We only got 3 whites in here tonight, like we said in the chat, but that's not going to prevent us from running a very, we'll say, under controlled speed, 3-man weave, bounce passes only. We still got this. The Staples showed up last night. I was pretty proud of our performance in the 2-3 zone. We were on a lot of pretty good spots there, so hopefully the 3 of us can still get it done again.
Oh, yeah. Last time it was fire. The third man in the booth, you guys know him from the Pump Fake Pod. He is Michael Huff, a.k.a. Mike. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Mac? Troy, yeah, last night was fun. We'll run the 3-man weave like AOD's saying. So, watch out for us on a fast break tonight. That's for damn sure.
A medium break.
Medium fast break. A lot of passes, a lot of routine passes.
Fundamentals. Ball never hits the floor. All right, let's get into it. We got games. We got a ton of games. We'll get to as many as we can. Throw the ones that you want us to talk about that you don't see on the left-hand side in the chat. If you miss it, well, then go rewind because we're not going to talk about a game twice in a row. Florida, South Carolina, SEC, 7 o'clock here. Gators up to 11.5. I'm taking the Gamecocks out of principle here. Lamont Paris is good as a dog, especially a home dog. South Carolina, obviously winless in this brutal SEC play so far. Florida, been playing with their food a little bit as of late. Lost to Missouri outright at home. They dressed up that Texas win. That was not a 20-point win. I mean, they were neck and neck for about 30 minutes in that game. So I'm going to take the Gamecocks here in a desperate spot. Florida wins by 6.
Man, Florida's been a big moneymaker for me this year. They've covered quite a bit. I see it has gone up a little bit, but I'm not gonna bet money on a team that has a player that you pronounce their name what you go suck. You go suck. I'll lay it with the Gators here.
I just want to share your TCE trim or whatever. When I was listening to the rest of the show last night, I would go to an ad and then your trim would just play this game repeatedly over again. So I'll get cocky as well. It was a sign for me. I think it's too many points. This is the worst team in the SEC probably, but it's a home game and a sleepy spot for this road team.
Big 12, KU, TCU. Line still line went up to 7.5. Public obviously crushing Kansas. They can't get enough of the Jayhawks. The Frogs are going to hang in there. The Frogs always hang in there against the Jayhawks. We got physicality, Jamie Dixon. Kansas, they're not that good on the road in January. They start really hitting their stride come February. I think TCU bullies Dickinson here tonight, and Udi against his old team here. Find some success. Give me the Frogs plus the 7.5. I'm not laying 7.5 with Kansas on that fucked up court.
Yeah, this is a rubber court play for sure. Mac and I talk about the rubber floor in Fort Worth a lot. And like we said on the trim, I think TCU can get physical with Hunter Dickinson, which turns him into the biggest pussy on the face of the earth. Give me those points with the Frogs. They're going in there. I might play TCU on the money line here.
It's worth the sprinkle. They have fucked with Kansas. They beat them at the Fog. In the other game, 4 out of 5 have been like one possession games.
Because of what Helms said, I bet you Kansas is in like 80% of people's money line parlays tonight.
Oh yeah, I avoided Kansas on the money line parlay. I picked Kansas last night. Got a little chalky with it. Meet the Chalkers, but I just kind of went chalky with the early Big 10 window or Big 12 window, I should say. But you're listening to the Big 12 experts versus this guy.
Yeah, you and those Hoosiers. You're thinking about Mike Woodson over there. All right, let's get off.
No, we're not. Trust me.
Mike Woodson not laying chalk tonight. Mike Woodson's a dog tonight. In honor of the big game from now until February the 9th, 15% off everything in the SGPN merch store with the promo code Big Game. That is the Big Game promo code, like my hat, 15% off, and a lot of good other actions over there. If you want to bet on TCU or Kansas tonight, do so over at DraftKings. Playoffs are over there. NFL back this weekend. Hail to the Redskins. And get on over there. Get down on some action. Bet the Bills or Chiefs, whoever you like in the AFC. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That is DraftKings. And make sure you download the DraftKings Sports app. And of course,
gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
/audio. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. The promo code is TCESGPN to claim your special pick and first side deposit. Offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. That is the Underdog Fantasy promo code TCESGPN. Troy, first one up. What are we going here?
We're going with the TCE name special here. This is DGen Heart. We're all DGens at heart. In the Boise State game, higher than 16.5 points for our favorite DGen.
I could get behind DJ Hart like that. Mike, where are we going with leg number 2?
Great name. I'm going to shout out Mr. Cannabis Capper. As we all know, he's 13-1 on his last article picks that he writes. Takes a lot of time in, and he sees these props. I will take the Jared Coleman Jones for San Diego State higher than 5.5 rebounds. That is in Cannabis's article. So go take a look at that. Aztecs versus Air Force. He had 14 against them last time. He's averaging just right at this number on the road. But I think it's an outlier against Air Force tonight.
Troy, back to you.
We're going into this game next here in the Xavier St. John's matchup, and I'll get more into why we're making this play here. But RJ Luis, higher than 6.5 rebounds as a guard. We're rolling with that.
RJ Luis, the Johnnies, leg number 3. Back to you, Huff, for bring us home.
I just had it up. I was pulling it up. It's Mr. going to the game we're talking about here in a second. One that I love personally and have been taking it. We will go higher than 10 rebounds. We'll stick with the rebounds props, but with Mr. Umar Ballo. Hope you show up on the road, buddy. take your $2 million paycheck and just sit in the paint all day and get those rebounds. So against the Staples of Northwestern.
Follow. What could go wrong for you? Get on over there, Underdog Fantasy, promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. SGPN's partner is Rhythm, #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps bettors reach all levels with the ability to build custom predictive models in seconds. Get on over there and get your model today. The college basketball season is heating up, and Rhythm has a competitive edge that you need. Data-driven predictions for every game on the board. Get you more prepared for the season better than ever before. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That is the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM today. Speaking of the Johnnies, Xavier, red hot, winners of 3 in a row now, ever since losing to St. John's at home. The Johnnies are laying 7.5 at the Garden. I'm going to lay it. I think they sweep Xavier. I don't like the matchup for Xavier. I think St. John's size at the rim really bothers them. They're athletes on the perimeter. Xavier's a little bit soft, in my opinion. Give me the Johnnies. I'll lay the 7.5, just like that Villanova game a couple weeks ago. They blow it open, win by like 12 or 13.
Yeah, I'm laying this one with St. John's too. First matchup, they out-rebounded Xavier 50-30. They beat them in points in the paint 54-30. The size of St. John's is just too much. And like I mentioned, they don't have like one specific really good rebounder. All three of their guards kind of crash the glass and make sure that they don't give away extra possessions. I kind of like St. John's to win this game by like 10.5, like 11 points. Take a 10.5 alt line. Really, really reality check Xavier here.
Triple lock here. Give me the Johnnies in Madison Square Garden. Every time I bet the Xavier team, they're kind of like a Butler team to me, so I don't want to put my money on Xavier, especially a team that's won 3 in a row and have overperformed after a slow start. This is their not bounce back, but fall down spot for in the Madison Square Garden.
They're saying Davion Smith is out. That's all right. Next man up.
Injury news in college basketball, whatever. Yeah. We're good.
I put very little into the injury reports. It's these role guys just step up whenever they're. I mean, you'll notice it if a guy leaves for like 2, 3, 4 games. I think for a little bit, but the first game out, they use the role guys to step up into their new roles. They're just fucking happy to play. Northwestern, Indiana, line's coming down. Northwestern's laying 4.5. Hoosiers. They have a 2-day rest advantage here, which I actually think does matter because Northwestern is off a double overtime game compared to Indiana, who's only off a single overtime game. I think the 2 days helps. I think Indiana has a better roster too, and they're going to win all their games outside of Bloomington, and then they'll get killed at home and they'll boo Woodson again.
Yeah, I don't really like this one, and I'm not taking a team on the spread here. I just noticed earlier about an hour and a half ago, this total line dropped all the way down to 139.5, and I bet the over on that. I see it's 140.5 now. I think I would still take the over on that because I believe it was 141.5 before it kind of moved down a little bit. So I'll just take those free points, and no real rooting interest here. I don't really like either of these teams, and fuck that. No bet on that.
Okay.
Twist my arm, Mac. I'll bet I'll double down on the fandom again tonight, like Ohio State. This does feel weird. They don't perform well in Evanston really, and haven't as of late. But I do feel this team's better. And Troy, to your point with the over, I think that's a better look for IU there. This game goes under. Northwestern wins by 12, and the Hoosiers score about 58 points. So I like that angle on the over. Let's go Hoosiers. Come on, prove yourself. And we can't have a Fire Woodson chant in that stadium or arena. It's horrible. That was all time down bad. Should have had that for Archie Miller back in the day.
Have some damn pride. Let's go Hoosiers. All right, I'm gonna go to one of my favorite bets on the board. I love Boise tonight at Colorado State. Is this line? Yep, it did flip. I knew it was going to flip. Got Boise plus 1.5 last night. Still like it on the money line. What's it at? Minus 115. I still would take that. Or if you want to lay the 1, go ahead. Boise better in the front court, more experience. Like the spot off getting drilled at the pit. So give me Boise to get back in this Mountain West race.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of CLV. It seems like it's kind of regressing back to the mean here with some of the CLV being you're just getting free points with a better team. This one did flip. We did bet this one right after our Fave 5 last night with them getting points. That was my only note, was if they're going to give Boise points, you take them. And they've got a kid named Dejan Hart, so I will bet that. I still feel pretty good about eating some of the juice and just playing the money line here too, though, Max. I think that's a shrewd play now that it's flipped. Yeah.
A lot of height in this game. I looked into that, and there's a lot of height with both of these two teams. So I'm curious how they match up well together. But I'll take the inside game more for Colorado State. But Boise State has a more routine and robust offense than Colorado State does. So and the spot off the pit, like you mentioned, Mac. Maybe another triple lock here. If we all lock it up, let's all lock it up with the Broncos.
Let's go Bronx. Late window here. K-State Baylor. This is actually a lock battle between Beanick and I can't believe he laid it with Baylor. Tang. Scott Drew. Take the points. Tang's 3-0 straight up against Baylor. And Tang is better as a dog, as a coach. I know Beanick was having trouble comprehending that concept last night on the show. That coaches can be better as dogs than as favorites, but this fucking K-State. They might be live in this game. Who's Baylor to be laying 11.5 again? No, thank you.
Yeah, when I saw this one at 12.5, it seemed like way too many points. I think even 11.5 is way too many points. K-State's lost by 13 or more to Houston, somehow to Oklahoma State, and then on the road to Wichita and St. John's. We did see Baylor beat St. John's, but they just seem like they don't really have an identity right now. And if Norchad Omier doesn't have a baller game, they don't really have anybody that wants to like step up and take a game over. I'm not going to bet this one. I'll pick Kansas State with the points, but the reason why I'm not betting it is because I'm a Baylor fan. So again, you guys do whatever the fuck you want to do in this game, but I'll be rooting for Baylor with no money on the line.
Yeah, I this is one game I actually didn't bet, so I'll be hands up here. I picked Baylor, but just don't feel a good edge on it, and I'll root against Baylor this whole season. Unfortunately, Troy, let's get Scott Drew to Bloomington somehow. There's no chance. There's no way.
Chance.
After not going to Lexington, you think he's going to Bloomington, huh?
He's gonna turn down. That's a fucking Indiana shit right there.
Mac and I were talking about this.
Go to fucking Indiana. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Mac and I were talking about this. I was like, "There's no way he comes." But hey, if they lose out, maybe.
Yeah. Yo, Mac, let's jam this one in here from Ethan because it's a 6:30 tip with Bob Morris in Youngstown.
Yeah, real quick before that, Kyle Keller just got fired. Who does Stephen F play tomorrow?
Oh wow.
Stephen F, because that'll be an absolute smash spot for Stephen F. One game bump with the new coach.
They play Northwestern State on Saturday.
Okay, so that makes sense. I was wondering why why they fired him in the middle of the week with because that league plays on Thursday, but now on Saturday it makes a little bit of sense. They lost on Monday. Stephen F. fucking just really one of the more disappointing teams in the country. 8-11 overall, 1-7 in league play. I mean, this is not the Stephen F. Austin standard. This is not what we're used to with this program. But to back to the chat, we'll talk about that on Saturday. Let's talk Youngstown, Bob Morris. Love Youngstown. Youngstown gets this done.
Yeah, why are they laying 3.5 points? It's got to be third straight road spot for Bob Morris is what they're thinking. Both look pretty similar.
Be shorter?
Both looked pretty similar against Cleveland, and
I
Bob
think
Morris
Youngstown's
looked
way better.
way better against Milwaukee, and Bob Morris looked way better on the road against Green Bay. I think you just take the 3.5.
I locked up Youngstown last night. It was 2.5. I like it 3.5. I just think the line's been like this because Robert Morris has been overperforming while Youngstown's been in that underperforming kind of skid that they've had, especially offensively. So this got to be a get right spot in a sleepy good arena in the United States, Youngstown's arena.
Beanick loves that.
Is this actually a?
He talks about it every time he takes chunks.
Is this actually a Penguins play because how cold it is across the whole USA now? We're in the Penguins domain now that it's fucking freezing everywhere.
Yeah, they're gonna fuck them up. Let's go. Nevada, Utah State. What's this line hanging out at now? 6.5. Opened at 6. Yeah, all right, 6. Nevada's a play. Nevada won there last year. Nevada has seen Utah State's zone defense that is unique. They played 2 weeks ago, and Nevada was laying 4. Now they're getting 6. I really like Nevada. I think Nevada's live here on the money line. Another underachieving Mountain West team that I think is going to get hot in February coming down the stretch. Them and Boise, I'm looking to buy here a lot come February, whatever month we're fucking in. End of January, February.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Trevor here. Utah State off of a loss here. This could be a snapback to reality game for them. The thing is, Nevada's playing pretty dang well recently. I'm going to play the over 141.5 in this one. I think these two teams, I think Utah State kind of gets back on the right track, and Nevada's playing really good. So I think they score some points here.
Yeah, I didn't pick a spread in this. I have Utah State as a money line parlay, two piece. I just felt like the spread was a lot, and my dog's barking, so you know what that means. That's an automatic dog play there with the spread. But so maybe we can double down and win both the spread and the money line parlay. And Kansas is not in that money line parlay, just so everyone knows.
Do not. Smash. Nebraska is going to kill USC tonight. Nebraska loses to 4 in a row here. 3 out of the 4 have been on the road. They dropped 1 home game, and everybody's losing their goddamn mind. They're going to bounce back at Pinnacle Bank Arena in a big way here. Give me Nebraska. Lay the 7 now against USC. Let's go, Cornhuskers.
Feeling pretty good
5
about
last night when we called
it.
I'm
feeling pretty good about the 5.5 that I got. And even before, when I was going through my notes, I was like, 6.5 seems all right. They're just a different team at home. I think you just lay it with Nebraska and play the building.
Especially off the home loss. What was that for their first loss in how many games at home?
Yeah.
I like the lay here as well. And this was the second leg of that money line parlay with Utah State. So a 9 o'clock tuck me in.
There you go. Chalk for us there. Favorite bet of the night. Ooh, Pig Suey, baby. Arkansas is going to get in the win column tonight. Wow. Georgia just flipped to the favorite. Because of Boogie Fland?
I guess.
That's a fucking overreaction.
I messaged Mac last night, and I was like, oh, they officially ruled Boogie Fland out for the rest of the year. And Mac was like, they're not going to fucking miss that guy.
They're fucking 0-5 with them. They ain't going to fucking miss. You're not, fucking people overreact to injuries in college basketball. Arkansas by double digits. I mean, come on. Cal ain't going to 0-6. They're gonna start playing better. Every coach is fucking mocking his ass. This is a foxhole spot for Cal and company. They fuck up Georgia tonight. They're gonna fuck them up.
Yeah, this is what I did with the Moneyline Max special here on Coach Calipari getting shit on. I'm just getting murdered on Twitter. You close your eyes and you hammer the pigs. All right.
I mean, goddamn. Yeah. So some of these winless teams, I get that they're winless right now, but they're not that bad. They've hit the stretch right now that everybody's going to hit at one point in conference. They just started with the 0-5.
Yeah, I was gonna say when we talked about it. I mean,
Just need
Tennessee, Ole
Michigan
Miss.
for league play.
Yeah, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Florida, Missouri losses are not that bad. Those are good basketball teams.
Yeah, LSU, but that was on the road. I mean, it's tough to win on the road. But you're exactly right, Troy, about the teams they've played. The Pump Fake Pod, we had some laughs last night on this one. I was dying laughing because this is one of my favorite bets too. Like locking up an 0-16, but this is Cal proving ground. You got to man up here, Cal, and yeah, Boogie Flan, they cut him out. They're going to get up for that. I think he was bringing them down more than anything else. Let's see a John L. Davis pop-offs for my man Trevor in the chat and the show.
If there is a time to dive into the stink, it is with the animal that rolls around in fucking mud and eats whatever slop you feed it. This is a pig spot, baby.
Woo pig suey, baby. Let's go. Last game on the dock, A&M taking on Ole Miss. I didn't know who UM was. I was like, who the fuck's UM? Thought I was about to say Miami. I was like, A&M's playing Miami tonight? Florida A&M, that is? No. Texas A&M, the buzzsaw, Chris Beard. All over A&M here. Love the Aggies in this spot. Wade Taylor came back last game, second game back. And I just think Buzz is a dog, man. I think that this is going to be a chippy game. They each won on each other's floor last year. Give me a game that comes right down to the wire and A&M pulls one out of their ass again like they did in Norman.
Yeah, I don't know if Ole Miss's offense is as fluky as Oklahoma's entire team this entire year. A&M struggled with, UK and Alabama offenses, and I don't know if Ole Miss is quite at that level, but my handicap on this one is I love Sweaty Buzzsaw, but the dude with the beard knows how to operate a buzzsaw at home. Any man that has a beard can operate a buzzsaw at home. I'm laying it with Ole Miss.
All right, I'll be the tiebreaker here. I'll lay it with Ole Miss just off the loss in the Egg Bowl. Wade Taylor back now for the second game here. I love this A&M team, especially as a dog, but after winning pretty handily against LSU, I think they lay an egg here and potentially looking ahead to Texas. Probably not because they just beat them by 20, but it is a rivalry. So yeah, give me Mississippi in their defense. This will be a smash mouth SEC basketball game. This will be fun to watch. Physicality will be on the docket.
The whole lay window is going to be fun. Let's get to the chat, Troy. Who do we got up first here in the chat?
I only starred that Robert Morris game earlier. If anybody else has some, let's do Temple, North Texas.
Yeah, that didn't make the card. I laid it with North Texas. Talked about this on VEASAN earlier. They're just going to suffocate them on the perimeter defensively. Not a believer in a Temple away from Philly. North Texas, better coached. Culture here in Denton rolls by double digits.
Yeah, that was my play. Was the guards and the North Texas defense will completely dictate the pace of play here. I'm laying it with the mean green.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. The total's obviously telling because it's North Texas, but this is the style of play just doesn't match up well for Temple, especially being on the road in a tough place to go, tough travel spot off 3 wins in a row. So yeah, I'm with you. I think North Texas wins by 14, 15 points.
We've got a Fed alert in this game too.
That was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can take
Temple was rigging those fucking games. I knew they were rigging it with the way that they were losing. I had them like plus 11.5 in overtime once and lost the cover. I was like, all right, this is ridiculous. That's not even possible to lose by 12 in overtime. But it happened. It was at Tulane. I remember the fucking game. Fire away, Troy. Where are we going next?
Let's go Cal and Florida State.
Cal guys, let's go. Coming back west. It's more of a fade of Florida State. Winners of 3 in a row. Heading out west for the first time. I'm gonna fade the hot team going to drop acid.
Hot team going out west. Gonna have not the greatest air quality in California right now. I think you play this Cal money line.
Okay.
I'm taking the lawsuit. I'll go with the lawsuit of Saudi Arabia State and Florida State. So I took them. I just think they're the better team overall, but it's not the best spot. But I expect them to get up for one of these games in Cal, and I'll go with them getting over the Bears than the Cardinals.
We need whenever somebody picks Florida State, we need to play the Team America World Police clip of like the Durka Durka Muhammad Jihad, Durka Durka Muhammad Jihad.
God damn, there's people fucking already celebrating their Utah or their Houston win. There's a lot of game left, guys. Teams that get up early kind of just go through the motions in the second half. This is literally what happened in the West Virginia-Houston game, where Houston was smacking them by 20, and then West Virginia covered. A lot of game left, guys. A lot of game. I will say, Furman better get going. They're fucking down to VMI. They're laying points.
What about
Army's off to a good start too. They're up 28-20.
Yep.
What about what is this? USF and Charlotte, right?
Oh my god, I got so much shit for this pick. I'm loading up on Charlotte even more. They thought I was crazy for taking Charlotte in and pick them against you. USF sucks. And I get Charlotte's winless, but those rosters are very similar. And I think Fern's a better coach. Give me Charlotte. I refuse to think Charlotte is winless bad in this league. I've watched them multiple times. I watched them the entire Hawaii trip. They beat Murray. They almost beat Charleston. I'm actually like shocked that they're 0-6 right now.
Yeah, I mean, laying 2.5 now on the road against Charlotte just seems like you're getting 2.5 free points, which I will take.
Yeah, I didn't bet this one, but I picked Charlotte last night. The spot was the short line was a little telling, and I think USF stinks. They got blown out by Wichita, and Wichita's been disappointing this year. And you lose. They don't get up for these spots. So yeah, Charlotte's got to get one. Come on, Charlotte.
Johnny Dang's got rent money on Holy Cross. I did not tell you to do that. I told you to take Holy Cross. I'd say put your 401k on it. They're down fucking 6 too. They're acting like they're down fucking 26. A lot of game left. Don't you know the Patriot League games are always 2-point games? Is fucking there you go. You just cut it to 4 already. This fucking league always lands on 2, as I say. What's up next?
Cuse and Clemson.
Cuse.
It's way too many points, right?
Way too many. I don't like backing Brown now as a big ass favorite. They just won a crazy overtime game as an underdog at Pitt. They needed that game to really put some separation into the top 3. Yeah, give me Cuse to pop up and lose by 12. I say pop up and it's to lose by 12. They're not live. Don't put it on the money line.
I bet Syracuse last night. I wasn't scared of it.
Yeah.
I dove into the stink. So it's Brunell, like you said, and Battle of the Orange here. So yeah, sleepy spot for Clemson. Maybe my last
Tech.
bet Syracuse.
Georgia Tech, VTech.
I learned my lesson last night. I'm laying it. Every ACC fucking weird home game where it's like, who the hell is Georgia Tech to be laying points in the road? Remember Notre Dame was laying like 12 against Boston College, and it's usually against Boston College or Miami or Virginia Tech. It's one of these bottom teams. I like Georgia Tech here. I'm going to lay the number. They're actually – Georgia Tech's not bad at home. They're horrible on the road. Them in BC. Horrible.
Do we think that this is kind of like a stinky ACC game? 143.5. I never bet unders, but I think I'm going to play this under.
I will say, yeah. I mean, Mike Young's teams usually do not play very fast, so maybe the under. What about you, Mike?
I didn't bet this game. I think that's. I'd rather bet the mid-major teams than this one. But I think Tech will cover this game for sure. So there you go. One Tech will cover.
Hey, I love Fordham. I saw some pictures on social media today. posting they're going to get up for Ergo here tonight. Fordham hasn't won in league play. They just suspended their coach for fucking paying for what, like recruiting violation. Like what the fuck? We're paying fucking Omar Ballo's fat ass fucking $2 million a year, and they paid a little bit too much for gas and some meal. I mean, what the fuck are we doing at NCAA? This whole shit's so fucking corrupt. Let's just Fordham, you're suspended. Everybody else do your thing. Power 5, SEC, Big Ten. It's wild that he got suspended for a recruiting violation. There are no rules. How do you have a violation?
Yeah, the rules don't exist anymore. It's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
Just let people do whatever they want. We're about to have
Or
that
money
kid.
line.
That one kid just entered the transfer portal as like a 34-year-old punter. Like, who gives a shit? Just let people do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Give everybody like 8 years of eligibility. Who cares?
It's basically like if you have enough NIL money, they'll like be like, do whatever the fuck you want to, I guess. So.
Let's go Longwood and Radford here, Mac.
Yes.
Yeah. I love Radford. What's it up to now? 3.5? 3?
3. Yep.
I wouldn't go much more just because it is going to be a grinder of a game, but Darius Nichols has been good against Griff Aldrich. And Radford, I think, off the loss, I think they're physical, much more improved this year from previous years. I think Longwood still got a little bit of that reputation off making 2 NCAA tournaments. Radford wins by 5.
Yeah, this is a classic overvalued NCAA tournament team. Radford in a get right spot here. I do think at 3.5 it is starting to get close. I would be worried at like the 4.5, 5.5 number. This one might just be worth using as like a money line parlay piece with Radford here.
Yeah, I locked up Radford money line last night. It was minus 115, and then it kind of just absolutely skyrocketed to 3. So I'm with you guys on that angle with the 3. Mac, I think you've been to this gym, right? Another sneaky good gym, I think. Right?
Dedmon? Yeah, Dedmon Center. Yeah. Yep.
Another sneaky good gym.
Not as good as Longwoods. Longwoods is fucking legit.
That one is insane. It's got like the arcs and stuff too, and like those
it
are
seats
insane.
3,000 people, and it's like it's perfect for that level. Like I went to the Radford Longwood game last year when Radford won there. They are on top of you. It's that Longwood did a good job, and you saw that last weekend when they beat High Point in the crazy overtime game.
That's kind of my cap with this game too. Yeah. They just had the overtime or what buzzer beater basically.
Yep.
And they just beat High Point, public team. Come on, letdown spot for the Lancers.
Let's go. Troy,
before we get to another chat one, I want to give this one out. Lay the points with Navy against Boston University tonight. Tragic Magic with our boy Pete Medhurst, the Nationals radio broadcast and post-game announcer, and he does play-by-play for like Navy football and lacrosse and a couple of the other sports. They're doing something before the game for him. He's our favorite Baldy. RIP, Mr. Medhurst. We will be laying a hammer for Navy tonight for your sake.
I'm adding that. I like that angle. And they've lost 4 in a row. Nice buy low spot. Tragic Magic buy low. Huff, you got anything in that Navy game?
Troy, mic drop. I'll tail just based on that alone.
Yep. Let's go. Midshipman.
All right, let's go to UNCA and Gardner Webb.
Do you want to go to Trevor's real quick?
Sure.
He had it up there.
What's Trevor's?
It's like 5 comments up. Stanford.
The Stanford one?
Oh, God.
Talking about Stanford minus 11.
Oh, no. Let's go, Canes. I still haven't bet it yet. I said I was not betting it until right before tip because I know it wasn't going to come down.
You can't put money on Miami.
You don't
have to put money on Stanford either. But I don't think you can put money on Miami.
I actually looked at them recently. They have just got an absolutely house at home for whatever reason. On the road, they haven't been as embarrassing. They lost that crazy Virginia Tech game where they led by 7 with like a minute left. I don't know how the fuck they lost that game. I'm not counting Duke. All right, Duke, that's a different game compared to everybody else. So the Virginia Tech game, then the Miami or the Boston College game on the road. Remember, they blew the 20-point halftime lead. So I don't know. Stanford's much better than those two, though. I will say that.
I'm not putting any money on Miami.
Yeah, I didn't bet this game, but I picked Miami. I didn't bet it just because Stanford. I mean, that was a big win for them in the last 5 years, outside of their one little tournament run on the Sweet 16, beating Kansas. Like, that was one of their biggest wins in program history, and since the early 2000s on the regular season. So when they were
I can't lay fucking 11 with Stanford when they just won as a 16-point underdog outright in Carolina. That was a Super Bowl.
And Mac, they didn't even cover this team against Merrimack. I think Merrimack could definitely beat Miami, but they don't cover these numbers, and they lost outright to Cal Poly at home.
But like I said, if you want to ride the Miami roller coaster, don't bet that right now. Just wait till the very, very end, and maybe you can get like 13.
Yep.
All right. UNCA Gardner-Webb. Why is Gardner-Webb laying points?
I like Gardner-Webb. I bet Webb last night. Webb's good at home. They're getting better under first-year head coach, and Asheville's not the same. They don't have Pember. They got a little bit of a big name brand for that league, for that Big South. That is.
I guess that high point game for Gardner-Webb was on the road, but that just scares me off of ever putting money on Gardner-Webb. I'm going to play Asheville on the money line.
Yeah.
I took Asheville as well. I don't know. This is a rivalry game essentially, and Gardner-Webb is good at home, but just think Asheville's the better team. I liked the over, but I'm glad I waited. I said to wait till this because it was at 165 and juiced down, and now it's around the 160 mark. So I'll live bet this total based on how the pace starts out. But yeah, I took Asheville as well.
All right. Fordham and Loyola Chicago.
Fordham and I already said this one. Fordham.
Yeah, Fordham. They're
live. Get up for Ergo's spot.
Yeah, I'll roll with you guys on Fordham here too. What about the TCE special, Detroit Mercy at Cleveland State? Who's rolling with the hospital? Everybody, hospital emojis in the chat. Hospital emojis in the chat.
Troy, I don't see any soap operas on the TV. I don't know
if we
can in our hospital. It's a little late for them.
You know, it's hilarious. It's on the show last night, I was like, who the fuck did Colby bet? And I checked the picks page while we were doing it. I guarantee he bet Detroit. Sorry ass.
Oh, duh.
He did. Yeah, give me Detroit. I'm not betting them though. I hate this team. I think they suck. And everybody's like, well, you're taking all the winless teams. Good luck, Dusa.
Yeah.
Detroit's already won all their games for the year. They're already over their salary cap.
That's a good point. I picked Cleveland State, didn't bet this. Yeah, I fucking God. I mean, laying points with a team that's undefeated and or overperforming in the horizon, essentially, and then a team that's Detroit. Just feels like a weird backdoor spot kind of here with this. So I didn't bet it.
Good luck rolling with Mercy in Miami. That's a hell of a sicko play for the evening.
I like Miami more than Detroit.
All right, which one's next? What about the Mercer UNC Greensboro game?
Mercer. Yeah, Mercer's lost
taking
like
the points
4 in a row. Yeah, I'm taking the points here. I think this number is a tad too big here. I don't like the spot for Greensboro. They've won, 6 out of 7? Kind of just like a random home game sandwiching in the middle of the week. And these big SoCon dogs have been pretty good here recently.
I mean, I'll take the points with Mercer.
I took UNCG, but just on the fact that Mercer just is horrible on the offense. But I do agree with your SoCon dogs are a thing, for sure. So But yeah, I took UNCG laying the points. Just think they're the better team.
Yeah, fucking Furman's fucking playing right into that SoCon dog right now.
Yeah. Mountain West home teams and SoCon dogs. It's a thing.
Unreal.
What about IPFW in Oakland?
Dude, I struggled with this game, but I've been struggling with the fucking Horizon. I like Oakland, Tad, maybe. Like, I have no bet here. No, I took Fort Wayne. I'm sticking with Fort Wayne. They're better. No bet.
This one's kind of moved back and forth.
Yeah, what's it at now? 1.5?
1.5 for Fort Wayne. I think you can still lay it.
I took Oakland. Yeah, I just didn't bet this one just because I love this IPFW team. The Mastodons are great. They're fun to watch. But this matchup is definitely tough for them considering they space the floor really well, playing that no touch the ground, just run and gun kind of play against Oakland's stout offense. So, yeah, I went with the better defense.
What about LaSalle and St. Louis?
Lay it.
Yeah.
Lay it.
I mean, LaSalle kind of stinks.
Away from Philly, yeah.
Yeah. Double road spot, too.
I think St. Louis is pretty damn good, too. They were injured early in the year. Avila's healthy. I think they're finding themselves.
I didn't bet this one. I figured Colby would lock it up for the Dunphy angle, but I didn't bet this. I don't trust this St. Louis team. They're getting better, but they need to prove it to me. Can I see the game? Can I show them?
Oh yeah.
I took Milwaukee on the road spot actually at Wright State. I mean, I'm not saying I love this. It's not my favorite. That's why I'm bringing it up. But we're talking about games here. I think this Milwaukee team is better. They got to play a little more desperate. And we've seen Wright State kind of blow leads. They did that against IPFW, which I was on Wright State. And I just don't trust this defense. So come on, Milwaukee, prove it to me, damn it, off their home loss to Rob Morris.
Yeah, I took Milwaukee too. I like the spot. I think they're the best team in the league. I think their size gets them across the finish line against what's her name, Wright State here tonight.
Yeah, the idea that this 2.5 is bait is just you want to plug your nose, dive into the stink. Take Milwaukee.
El Milwaukee, let's go.
Any other ones? American and Lehigh.
Lehigh's not as bad as their record, 1-6. Like they were one of my sleepers. They're going to win outright tonight. Beanick was all confident in American last night. Give me Lehigh.
This is another one where the program name, program name is getting
I'm
you
betting
extra
Lehigh.
points.
What are we getting? 6.5?
We didn't even talk about this one last night. I'll bet Lehigh with you.
You guys have any other ones?
Nah, we hit on a shitload of games.
Presbyterian. That's it.
Blue Hose.
And Evansville.
Yeah, I was gonna say Evansville getting 5.5 at home against UIC. Any interest in that one?
I took Evansville, but I love this UIC team's much better than they have been in the past.
Yep, I took Evansville. 6 o'clock game just went to half. Not a good first half for my sides in this. I'm gonna need some second half comebacks here. Houston's gonna go through the fucking motions, win by 18 exact. Fucking VMI is rolling again here tonight. What have they won? 2 in a row? Now it's going for 3. Unreal. Up 7 at the half. Army, I think, is up 5, maybe 6, and then Youngstown is up 3. 3. It's a commercial break. It just came back, so yeah, we need the Penguins to get going, and then a lot of games here. Best bets. Let's get on over to this.
Best bets.
Pick
Boise.
Silly. Arkansas.
Navy.
Huff? You're on mute.
Sorry, yeah. I liked Arkansas. I'll go Radford. I like this Radford team. Again, be wary of the 3.5. Maybe you can get a better line. But I like this Radford team at home.
Dog parlay.
Do we want to put the Frogs in this, Mac?
I don't know if
I don't know if they'll win outright.
I don't know if they're gonna win though. That's the problem. There's a lot of there's a shitload of dogs that I think are gonna win. So I'm not gonna go Frogs here tonight. My favorite dog outright. Do I go Indiana? It's a good money line. It's a great money line play.
Yeah, I mean it's better than the 5, I think. Yeah. You got
Indiana. Plus 170. Sign me up. Hoosiers.
What about taking the Clits at home as a dog?
Okay.
Let's go Clits.
Plus 110. So we got a plus 170, plus 110. Third one.
Can I interest you in a long dog?
Yeah, I was gonna say if you wanted a short one, I could trade out Indiana.
I'm battling between Evansville and Fordham, but I think I like Fordham better to cover. I'll take Evansville at home.
Okay, Evansville.
I guess that's not a long dog. Fordham was the long dog I was looking
Plus
at.
195.
Yeah, that's good.
You got more balls than I do.
Pardon me.
You have 3.
Part of me wants to take fucking K-State. Fucking pull out some Tang magic against Scott Drew again. But I'll leave us with this one. 16-1. Charlotte at home against USF. Indiana going to Northwestern makes it back-to-back on the road. And then Evansville against Illinois, Chicago. Put $20 on that to win. What, 320? Take it right now. Let's go.
I mean, if you're going to do anything with K-State, Mac, just move it down a little bit to like plus 6.5 or something like that.
Nah, win outright. Go for
straight money line.
Go for the jugular. They're like plus 590. I mean, that's a big one, baby. We should throw Furman first live right now in our parlay. I'm pushing this in right now. And we're in Evansville, Indiana, Charlotte, 16-1. All right, that'll do it. Coming up here in a little bit, it'll be pre-recorded and go into cloud. It goes into cloud. The top 5 or fave 5 games plus 1, aka the 6-pack with Troy and I. Make sure you go check out that every single night of the season. Go check out the college baseball experience. I just saw is going live right after here on the SEC, I believe. So that's going to be a good one. So shout out to Beanick and company. I think Colby's on that one as well. Of course, the main show tonight's a marathon. Thursday sucks. I'm not going to lie. There's so many goddamn games. So, and we got to recap all these games tonight. So probably go live around 12:30, the usual 12:31. Set your notifications, even though we'll go 45 minutes later than whatever time we set. You know the drill. Go check out the Pump Fake Pod. I assume you guys go live tonight as well.
Yeah, we like to go like around 2 hours before you guys go. So tonight will probably be 10:30 Eastern.
Sweet.
So.
Yeah, the appetizer, baby. So get on over there. Go check out the Pump Fake Pod. Subscribe to that. Troy, anything before we get out of here and do our fave 5?
I don't think I have anything special. Just shout out to our boy Pete from the local DC area. That's
Go Navy.
pretty much it. Go Navy.
Sounds
Cheers.
good. And go check out the college football experience, college basketball experience. Keep subscribing so that we can keep bringing you more and more content. Cheers, everybody. I'm going to go eat some dinner, and I'll see you guys here in a little bit. He is at Michael_Huffer3. He's at Troy Tuning. I'm at Moneyline_back. We are the college basketball experience, and we are out of here.
Smash that like for us, guys.
early window sucks for me.